Hello friends, in this video we are going to see the 10 Singapore dollars standard circulation banknote which was launched in the year 2005 by the Government of the Republic of Singapore. These banknotes were printed by the Monetary Authority of Singapore, MAS. Now let us see the physical structure of the banknote. It is a rectangular shaped banknote made from paper material. It is printed using the intaglio technique. That is, raised printing technique which can be felt by soft touch on the note's surface. The banknote includes background color of red. The size of the banknote is 141 mm by 69 mm. Now let us discuss the obverse side of the banknote. When the note is observed from the left to right side, we can see that it has the emblem of Singapore, which is printed using the intaglio raised printing, which consists of a shield at the center bearing a crescent, a new moon, representing a young nation on the ascendant, and 5 stars, representing democracy, peace, progress, justice and equality, supported by a lion and a tiger, representing Singapore's namesake and the country's historical ties to the Malay Peninsula. Below them is a ribbon inscribed with Majula Singapura in Malay language, which means onward Singapore. Next, it has a watermark, which consists of the portrait of Yusof bin Ishak, the first president of the Republic of Singapore. It also has a monotone highlight watermark located below the portrait watermark. It corresponds with the braille pattern at the top right corner of the note. Next, it has a perfect registration, in which the Singapore lion symbol appearing near the watermark is printed simultaneously with the same image on the front and back of the note. When the note is held up to the light, the Singapore lion symbol on the front registers perfectly with the image on the back. Next, it has a kinagram, which is the octagonal foil on the note. It contains an image of the denomination numeral which shifts as the note is tilted, and it also has the Monetary Authority of Singapore, MAS, logo that transforms into the Singapore lion symbol when the viewing angle is varied. The background of the kinagram is composed of shapes, representing electron orbitals which change from bright to dark as the note is rotated. This background also shimmers in an array of colors when rotated. Next, it has a large denominational numeral 10 in English on the center and on the bottom right corner of the note. When magnified, in the denominational numeral 10 at the center of the note, it has reverse intaglio microprint, in which the text MAS in micro letters in the shadow of the denomination numeral can be clearly seen. Next, below the kinagram, it has the lettering "This note is legal tender" in English. Next, below the lettering, it also has the denominational value $10 in English. Next, below the denominational value, it has the signature and the seal of the chairman of the Monetary Authority of Singapore. The seal is printed with a fluorescent ink, which glows brightly under ultraviolet light. Next, it has a latent image patch, in which 2 distinctively different and latent images bearing the MAS logo and the Singapore lion symbol become visible alternately when the note is tilted at various angles. The latent image patch also glows brightly under ultraviolet light. Next, it has an intaglio portrait of the first president of the Republic of Singapore, Yusof bin Ishak, which is hand engraved and printed in intaglio ink. The portrait on the front of the portrait series notes serves as a unique anti-counterfeiting feature. The fine lines of the engraving are difficult to imitate or reproduce, and, at the bottom of the portrait, it has the lettering Yusof bin Ishak in English. Next, it has asymmetrical serial numbers, in which the asymmetrical serial numbering style has progressively larger digits in adjacent positions. The serial numbers on the bottom left side of the note appears horizontally, and the serial numbers on the top right side of the note appears vertically. The serial numbers both glow under ultraviolet light as they are printed with fluorescent pigment. Next, it has offset microprint at the end of the serial numbers on right side. When magnified, the text Monetary Authority of Singapore forms a continuous pattern inside the denomination numeral, and, next, on the top right corner of the note, it has a braille pattern, which is two horizontal dots printed in heavy intaglio ink. This is so that the visually handicapped users can recognize the denomination by touch. On the upper side of the note, on the center, it has the lettering, Singapore, in the four official languages of Singapore, which are Malay, Chinese, Tamil, and English, and, next, it has intaglio microprint. The text Monetary Authority of Singapore is in micro letters above the four official languages of the word Singapore. To the unaided eye, this appears as a single line, but the details can be seen legibly with the aid of a magnifying glass. On the lower side of the note, on the center, it has the lettering, Singapore, which is printed using the intaglio raised printing. In the background of the obverse side, it has images of the wandering cowrie, Cypria ironis Linnaeus, 1758. A variable member of the genus, this species is difficult to describe but easy to recognize by the mottled green top with a large, brownish and centrally located blotch. This blotch may vary in shape and size from specimen to specimen. The cowrie size ranges between 13 mm and 43 mm. Having an Indo-West Pacific distribution, this animal is a shallow water resident, found at the intertidal zone and down to a few meters below mean low tide level. Although its numbers have declined in Singapore, it still remains the most common cowrie here. Now let us discuss the reverse side of the banknote. When the note is observed from the left to right side, we can see that it has a large denominational numeral 10 in English on the top left corner, and on the bottom right center of the note. Next, at the center, it features the picture based on sports theme, which consists of 5 popular sports pursuits. We see a jogger, a tennis player, and a soccer player on one side, representing the most favored land sports in Singapore. On the other side, swimming and sailing are pictured representing water sports. These are illustrated against a vibrant general design to convey the sense of energy and ruggedness symbolizing sporting activities in general, and, at the bottom of the central image, it has the lettering sports in English. Next, it has a security thread, in which, the windowed machine readable thread is interwoven in the paper and runs vertically down the face of the note. When held up to the light, the thread appears as a bold continuous line, and it shows a series of texts featuring the denomination numeral of the note and the word Singapore in the 4 official languages. Holographic images of the Singapore lion symbol and the MAS logo can also be seen on the silver-colored thread when the viewing angle is varied. Next, it has offset microprint at the bottom right center of the note. When magnified, the text Majula Singapura forms a continuous pattern. Next, it has a perfect registration, in which, the Singapore lion symbol appearing near the watermark is printed simultaneously with the same image on the front and back of the note. When the note is held up to the light, the Singapore lion symbol on the front registers perfectly with the image on the back, and, next, it has a watermark, which consists of the portrait of Yusof bin Ishak, the first President of the Republic of Singapore. It also has a monotone highlight watermark located below the portrait watermark. On the upper side of the note, in English, a large text, Singapore, appear on the center. Here, we reach the end of this video. Hope you liked it. Thank you very much for watching the video. See you soon. Goodbye.